Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Just Rolled Already. I'm Daryl.
I'm John.
I'm Sean.
And welcome to Tales from the Couch, our horror stories or just stories in general about role-playing. Today, we are doing group failure, like just groups that we're part of or witnessed.
Yeah,
that
not necessarily TPK,
just fail. Now, I'm going to start this one off. I was playing in this kind of it was a homebrew setting with kind of a homebrew version of Dungeons & Dragons, and this is prior to Pathfinder dropping out into the public. And we were following this typical story. There's a big bad guy who threatened to destroy the kingdom in 30 days. We had to traverse the country. We just had to do all these things, and he was in a flying castle, and he was doing all this typical bad guy stuff, waiting for everyone's doom as everyone's futile attempts to take him down. Like, nobody can get past the force shield, nobody can do this, that, and the other. Well, this is like session 3. We think, okay, we got some stuff. We spent all this time like getting all these things together. We did all this crazy group effort stuff. Like, we're all like brothers in arms kind of feel to it. Well, we find out that, hey, there is a way for us to go up there because of story plot things, and we were supposed to go save the princess who was trapped in the tower because she was being held hostage, and she was a very diplomatic icon for the country next over because they wouldn't going to destroy their own family. Well, we do go into the flying fortress of death. We do go through the traps and the monsters and the killings and the whatever. Well, we decide, screw the princess, let's go straight killing the dude. So we left this poor girl who was like 12 years old, married to a 30-year-old prince. And we said, sorry, little kid, you're going to have to deal with this because we're going to go end this right now. So we are going through this whole area, and we get through the guards and everything. We find out where he is. We do the big final showdown. Well, it turns out he was higher level than us. And he was also had that horrible trope where he can only be killed by a particular item X.
I love that.
Or weakened by particular item X.
Kryptonite.
We didn't have that item. And we sat there and we're like, have at the jerkwad.
And he's like, magic missile.
Like 3 rounds in, we were all we were all running or dead. I got blown out the window and I fell to my death, and I had to listen to the rest of it as the rest of the party comes running out of this place. I mean, a few more died along the way. This is a group of 6 people plus 1 game master. 4 of them died. They were being chased by this elderly wizard on a float with a flying spell, getting lightning bolts, chain lightning, blown up by fire, guards coming out everywhere. Well, they run down the dungeon, they slam the door just long enough for him to hold the wizard off before...
He's like, knock.
Yeah, he used to knock. They locked and barred the door. He used knock and then blew the door off its hinges.
Oh, wow.
And
some hell of a knock there.
Yeah, some hell of a knock. Knock, knock, who's there? TNT.
America, mother...
Well, they grabbed this. They said screw it. They break down. They somehow managed to tear the hinges off the cage, holding this little girl. It was like one of those hanging cages over a pit. They got the thing laid down. They're like, "Oh, can't get her out of it. How are we gonna get out?" Like, we got to tear the cage open, and they're trying to, and they break the chain instead, and they roll her down the stairs, past through the secret entrance, used a scroll of teleportation outside of the castle because it was like you couldn't use magic, you can't teleport magically in or out of it, and they escape with this little girl, and only 2 of them remained, and like they look at it and like we're all staring at the guy whose idea it was, and nobody knows him from here, but we're all looking at my friend Ryan, and we say, now, whose idea was this to go kill the main bad guy again? And it was like the biggest failure we had in a long time as a group. Like, all of us went with it, but we blamed poor Ryan. He's like looking at us like, it wasn't my fault. You guys went with it. It was a group decision. We're like,
it's never a group decision if only one guy says okay, and everyone's like, sure.
No,
Stupidity is a group decision.
Apparently so. Poor me. I was trying to buy time, and I got blown out a window, and I was a fighter. I was like, what?
I charge the ground. I take no damage, and the ground is knocked prone.
Okay, who's next?
I got one. So let's say you have a small town somewhere. You slowly learn that there's an evil wizard in or some sort of thing there. You plot to capture said wizard. You plot and you plot, and then you get suddenly mysteriously transported to a cage. Only for some reason, females are unaffected. Perhaps some demonic succubi of some kind. Turns out it was. So, there we were, in a cage. Two of us. The others were slowly wandering, meandering their way through a hall full of scrolls. Throwing them into a bag. One idiot, after slowly finding, he's like, hey, I wonder what's all these scrolls. Not knowing that these scrolls take miles and miles underneath the
City.
And there's, why would somebody have that many scrolls like that? There's obviously some reason. There's always a reason. And, then you just, he decides to be an idiot and he reads one. And kablam, there you go. Explosive rune.
Explosive
Guess what's
rune.
on all of them? Exploding runes. So what happens is a chain reaction of magical energy that nearly blows up the city. In fact, it does blow up the city. It doesn't kill everyone, only the few of us, because we were hidden behind a wall of sand. And then we all became buried in sand. But luckily I was with the druid who used soften earth and stone, or shape stone rather, to make a hall of stone, or a little area of stone inside the sand, because everything was covered in sand. Can I really? There's sand. That's sand. A lot of sand.
Lots and lots of
I'll
sand.
believe you.
And that was because we had. This is the same idiot who killed himself like 3 times.
Oh, you're talking about Mr. Buttersworth?
No. Mr. Scott.
Mr. Scott. Oh! Mr. Scott did that.
He's died twice now. We gave him an unmarked grave. We didn't know who he was. The only reason we knew who he was is because his character he created later was his brother. Only reason we knew his name.
Wow.
Once again, he blows himself up on Mark Grave. Stick him to a tree. Screw it. Here lies what's his name. Moving on.
Good old party failures.
Good God. And that was Mr. Buttersworth is in it.
Yeah.
He didn't have a role. It was the first legit, like, yes, I'm in. And then he dies by sheer accident by being in the room. So it's like, damn it. Oh, it wasn't even his fault. I mean, it wasn't his fault. Oh, you gotta teach your non-caster classes, non-artificers, to not read random scrolls.
People are too eager to loot.
They're
People-
too eager.
People got greedy and they got blown up. How about you, Sean?
All right.
I
I remember taking a break from a big RP with Daryl, and I was playing with He Who Should Not Be Gamed, and we were playing my first Pathfinder game, and I decided, because with everything I play, I'm named Paladin Patterson, so I decided to play Paladin. Kylie was playing my bard that was talking about how I killed a bear with a loaf of bread or something like that, and so our idea was to go into a church in an enchanted forest to get a
Magical
item-
loaf of bread to kill more bears.
Oh, well, close. We were trying to get a claymore, an enchanted claymore for our church.
One hell of a
And
loaf of bread.
who should not be claimed, play a hunter whose sole intention was to guard the church.
He
And
claimed.
he claimed to guard the church from us getting an enchanted item that's in a cursed plane that's in a holy church. Okay. All right. So it wasn't just his. Okay. So pretty much the entire idea was us trying to go to our destination while he was just trying to kill us because he wanted to kill us. Because I know it's a BS game, but I think it's much simpler not to kill your comrades. But I mean, I guess it was also my fault too. My first Pathfinder game, I think I changed my character's role 4 times.
yeah.
And I got killed by who should not be game. I think Erin was in the game. She got killed too.
No,
and
she's the only one that survived.
no, she killed her, and then
I talked about this on the mics
Are
already.
you sure about that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
talked about it on the mics already, but let me correct you. You died, Kyle died, Aaron got away, my NPC almost died, but he poisoned He Who Should Not Be Gamed and walked away.
Okay, well, Kylie was
And the only-
running away from He Who Should Not Be Gamed
You know-
for about 3 weeks,
You know what?
and finally got killed by rolling
That's why if you're playing a
that
game
one.
with him, you have a bag full of powdered glass
And you throw
I
it.
think it's
into
spray.
his eyes.
I was actually thinking of a spray bottle, but I mean, that's just me.
How do you get glass to go through a spray bottle?
No, I mean, use a spray bottle, keep them away. Keep the hunters away.
Oh, no, just powdered glass, eyes.
I don't know, dude.
You're blind forever.
Well, we're talking about a role-playing game, not to him in real life.
Oh,
We
okay.
can do
then.
both if you guys want.
Well, I guess you could
know,
poison him or
whatever.
just shoot him with a gun then.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't realize we were not talking about real life.
Okay.
powdered glass in the eye is not
so
comfortable.
pretty much what you're saying is
Go
that
on.
everything was a failure because
Because I wouldn't keep my character. Kylo wouldn't shut up about the bread and wouldn't keep in line. So
God damn it! I realize we're trying to get the cursed item from the accursed church that's somehow being protected because it's holy. Yes, that's essentially it.
who cares anymore? Okay, next roundabout of stories. I got to think of one really quick. Well, I'm gonna have to go with one that I played in the group of our close-knit friends right now. And I would have to say a big fail. Oh, yes, I got it. This is a Jeremiah game. Now, he made this world for Nia thing, and he found, like, he put Baba Yaga in the world and stuff, but he made two Baba Yagas. Good, pure Baba Yaga, which is like the grandmother down the lane giving you a hot plate of cookies, then creepy, messed up Baba Yaga, who was a dominatrix pedophile, also kind of a bit of a pervert.
They also look like a what do you call them?
Dominatrix.
No. What do you call them? Freaking Dark Crystal.
Skeksis.
Skeksis. That's what it looked like.
Okay, yes, they described
They're hags.
Skeksis as a dominatrix. Okay. Now that's a very disturbing imagery right there. And so we as a group, now, keep in mind, John was captured because for whatever reason, I don't remember how, but he was captured and he woke up in a rubber suit chained to a wall with various vats.
No, I was naked.
Oh, you were naked, chained to a wall, and there was various objects on this thing that would you find in an S&M dungeon. Very, very adult theme right there. And also, he could hear the crying of young children in the area, and he sees a few of them in cages. Now, that's pretty messed up. And we sit there, and we hear this, and all of us have this instinctual response saying, like, we must save our comrade. Well, we go to the house, the chicken house with legs.
I break the chains.
Yeah, no, wait, let me finish.
Oh yeah, I got leverage. Yeah.
Yeah, he broke out without us knowing it, out in character. Out of character, we knew he got away, but in character, we tried to go with it. Well, we go sneaking around this place, and then good Grandma Baba Yaga comes out. What do we do?
Oh God, that's right.
We made the assumption that she was the one who did it, the one who's the monster. What happens? We rough her up.
It's like
Kyle, no.
Spill it. What do you got?
No. This is what happens. Now, our friend Matt attacked her. Proceeded to beat her, this old lady. Okay, and our friend Mr. Scott.
Cookies.
Mr. Scott, well,
I sure do love
He-
young people.
yes, Mr. Scott was helping him, and
It's like
I
I'll hold
was
down the old lady while you beat her in the face.
pretty much what's going on. We're just going beat down on this old lady and everything, and we're like trying to do this whole thing, and she's like, "Oh, you evil person! Oh, I was just offering you cookies and inside of me."
And then the
ah."
paladin's like, "Oh wait, not evil."
Yeah. The paladin of the group saw that she wasn't evil or anything like that. So we're going through this whole thing.
Beat the shit out of her.
We beat this old lady. And so what happens later on? The real Baba Yaga comes along, the evil one. And what do? We kill her, and then Jeremiah proceeds to look at us in shame, shaking his head, saying, "You bloody bastards. How could you do this to my game? How could you beat an old lady?"
Beat the shit out of her. Just,
That's pretty much what happened.
God, my knuckles are getting tired on her bony cheekbones.
We beat the
the
sweet
canyon.
old lady, and her twin's the one who was doing the evil acts. And they take the kid and everything, and she leaves the deed to her house, which I think we shouldn't have been rewarded with, because it kind of teaches, hey kids, beat old ladies up and take their house.
Yes, do
And-
so.
And that
Disney
was
movies.
that's what happened. That was one of my favorite failures to tell about now, because we beat up an old lady because we jumped to the gun.
Oh man.
Oh, jumping the gun.
Okay, John, your go.
Oh God, now I keep thinking about that same one. Oh, the same man who blew himself up once, twice,
3 times.
3 times a lady. He also decided that, hey, I saw this pretty shiny thing at the bottom of a bone pit after it was being worn by a giant bone
yes.
demon.
Another Mr.
Bone demon with
Mr.
like
Scott.
child bones in there. It's like, that can't be evil. So it's like being worn by like some sort of freaking evil crown. Decides like, it'll be fine. And he's like, I'm retarded now because it sucked out, drained his intelligence because his freaking dunce crown. gives you
Six.
-6 intelligence.
I remember because we fought tooth and nail for that crown because he got greedy with it and we had to save his butt. I didn't want the crown.
And then we had to use lightsabers to cut it off his skull.
Yeah, I remember that whole thing. That was a doozy of a failure as a group.
Oh God. It
Yeah,
was terrible.
okay. I spent all my spells.
It was only because he was an idiot.
Yeah, all because he got greedy and stupid, and he attacked this obviously not protected item in a bone of pit bone
Child bones.
of child bones. Yes, thanks to
Child skin. They made the development
yeah,
as children's skin.
Yeah, and then they because of evil Baba Yaga, and and now we face the next situation of can we? This is what you get for being an idiot trying to steal something that is horrible.
That's what you get for beating up an old lady.
Getting beat up an old lady and trying to rob everything in her house. Okay, Sean, your last story.
Don't got one.
You don't got one. Well, how about we kind of pick up the joke that we left off like prior to recording to kind of fill things in. Now, we were joking around like Star Wars wise, saying like we made jokes about if we were Star Wars races or aspects, and because we made one like a Tusken Raider noise, and John did it really well, and I kind of imagined him
What?
rapping.
I did not?
Yeah, you did. I
I
imagine
was,
you.
I was raging at the cat because
You
he was
just
getting all
throwing
the
it. You just
controls.
pretending to be a troll throwing a cat.
Well, you did a pretty well job of acting like a Tusken Raider, and then in the end of it, I could only see you wearing all the Sandmen's clothing, and it's just imagine that. And they took off from there, and we sat there and said, "Mr. Buttersworth is like freaking Jabba the Hutt."
Nah, but no ook, nah, Wookie nipple pinchy. Yeah, anyway,
And Sean's the Wookiee.
you're not a
He
Wookie.
said it was a Twi'lek, but I'm not into the festive dances.
Well, we're talking about tall here. You're either Sarian or a Wookiee.
Wow, really? Just because he has a giant skull?
No, because he's freakishly tall.
Like he has a freakishly tall head?
You know what? Whatever. Just go with it.
He's a Wookiee.
For the
Yeah, but then
Just
we
'cause of his voice.
then we did something like here's Sean.
Oh, God.
It
Okay,
was-
so our friend. I don't know, dude. Should
We already told about Kyle's situation.
Okay. All right. So.
Kyle has one arm.
All right, and so Kyla was okay. So Daryl, who do you think Kyla was?
It was John and I agreed that he would be a Salacious Crumb in a way,
Salacious B. Crumb.
Yeah, I finalized that he should be a Skywalker.
and then we asked why he should be a Skywalker. No, he's not going to say it because I'm going to say it.
Because they're all missing arms.
I mean, the whole point of it is just like maybe they'll get the Skywalker thing without me having to say it.
No, we got to spell it out.
Okay, because a Skywalker doesn't have a left arm.
Yes, Kyle has. He's a poor Kyle is a Skywalker.
Oh, God. And then if he was here, he'd defend himself by saying, yeah, that became a badass. But you'll only have one arm and you'll succumb to the dark side.
Dum 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 dum.
And there's always a dramatic story behind it because somebody he loves
That's true.
died.
Somebody he loves will die, and he'll have a dramatic story to make a new character about.
Apparently, our friend Kyle is gonna kill a bunch of Padawans.
And kill the love of his life but in his anger.
Remember, the Jedi are evil.
And then he burns in a fire pit and gets turned into a cyborg.
And he gets turned into a robot.
And then he decides to play his character's son, whose aunt and uncle dies.
Aunt and uncle die, and then he makes out with his own sister.
Oh, and also his mentor dies.
Yeah, that's true.
And an entire planet
Then he's
dies.
gonna be taken captive by Disney.
Oh,
Good stuff.
Oh, and one more thing about Kyle's new character, Luke. Then he's suddenly, what happens next? Oh, that's right. He ends up killing his own father.
he doesn't kill his own father.
And
man.
then he continues on and on and on. I mean, we could go back through the entire.
He doesn't kill his own father. He just lets him die. He takes the mask off and then watches him die.
Oh, good.
I'm going to take off your respirator now. I'm going to watch you die in this sentimental moment. Just watch you. Shh, shh. It'll be over now. It'll be over soon.
Oh gosh,
Oh, man, dude.
this is horrible.
And then,
Oh, God.
and then they're going to piss on that sentimental moment by recasting, what's his face?
You know this-
What is his name?
I don't know.
I don't want to say Edward Norton. Like,
I think
I'm
we've been working on this longer than we have the actual RP session.
No, Christian
no.
Bale.
I don't know.
What the hell's his name?
Heroes. Are we talking about Batman?
No.
the
No.
new Anakin. What was his name?
New Anakin. That's Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen is recast as his father. Then he's really sad.
That's really bad. I wish they didn't do that. But now that we look
Damn
at
you, Lucas!
yeah, but now it's out of his hands. And but it's kind of funny, like we just talked about that. And the more we talked about it just now, the more it sounded like one of his characters.
It's like, and then I watched my own father die after I ripped out his respirator
And now I must make
because he asked me to. Don't question it. He may be dead. It's like, Venom Force goes, no, I didn't ask you to. Shut up, Dad.
okay.
Oh.
That's horrible. We're bad people making fun of poor Kyle. He's such a nice guy, but he makes
dude.
some of the most
He's-
ridiculous.
Oh man, dude.
Ooh, nice sometimes. Almost imposing. But anyway.
Okay, I think that will do it for this episode of Just Rolled Already, Tales from the Couch, and
Other junk.
other junk. Like, comment, subscribe below. You can email us at our Gmail at justrolledalready@gmail.com. I'm Daryl.
I'm John.
I'm Sean.
Have a good day.